How would you rate yourself in terms of managing office politics? Can you give yourself a rating from 1 to 5, where 5 means you're the Chanakya in your office and 1 means you're really struggling? You are a victim of office politics. Where do you stand? Hi, this is Anil Bandas here. I'm a dream career coach with over 25 years of experience and the author of the just released books, What's Stopping You? What they don't teach in colleges and definitely not in companies. And also, Just Kidding, Your Destiny too. A very unique and a very humorous take on office politics. This video is video number 5 of the 7-part Leader Speak series with the incredible Megha Tata, Chairman and Managing Director of Discovery Communications India. In this segment, Megha Tata will be sharing her very unique take and some very valuable nuggets on office politics. Ready to get started? But hold on. Have you checked out Megha Tata's previous videos in the Leader Speak series? If not, no worries. As always, I have shared the link to my YouTube channel in the comments just below this video. Do check out the link and her videos in my YouTube channel. There are some very awesome videos with lots of very valuable insights. And as always, I also recommend you to take notes for this video. You know why? Because even a single breakthrough can transform your life and career. So are we ready to get started? Yes? Great. It's, many people rise to the top. They rise, but they don't sustain themselves. You have been able to sustain yourself at the top. Now that is, rising the top and staying at the top requires to, that's a different skill set altogether. So if I had to ask you what, any insight or any, what are the key things that which really make you sustain at the top, be at your very best every day, because people look up to you, so you need to evolve. How do you so let me not I mean how do you evolve, how do you stay there, how do you sustain yourself, put yourself there every day?
I think it is to reinvent, to
Right.
keep reinventing. You have to. You can't be. I am so not the person I was 10 years ago, and so
Right.
not the person I was born. Right? I've evolved. Right?
Right.
And we all as human beings evolve. Some evolve for better, some evolve for worse. But
Right.
and that, like I've said in the beginning, that the choice is yours, how you want to be and how you want to be, to be seen and perceived and all of that. So
Correct.
I think reinvention is a very important aspect. Like, for example, I came from a television industry,
Right.
born and brought up, and that's my thing, right? And very early, like a decade ago, you realize that life is changing.
Right.
Content consumption metrics are changing, people consumer habits are changing, business models are changing, and digital is it is a reality. So
Right.
you can either fight it and say that, okay, this is bullshit, and I'm be the purest, and then
Right.
I'm this what I am, and I
Right.
respect what I do, and that's it. And then be ready to die your slow death.
Right.
That's a choice you have.
Right.
But if you are reinventing and then saying, okay, listen, this is happening, let's learn. I don't know it, but let me learn. And
Right.
I have been always saying that I'm a student of life. Every day I learn something new. And
Right.
I really believe in this concept of hiring people who are better than you.
Right.
You've got to learn from them.
Right.
I will never know. I would have never understood this digital ecosystem had I not learned it from my team.
Right.
I didn't know jack about the digital ecosystem. I still don't know the tech part of it, but it's okay. That's not my core competence.
Right.
But I got to know enough to have asked the right questions to be able to be from a business and a strategy point of view. That's my expertise. I'm not an engineer, and I don't need to be one.
Right.
And that's fine. So the point is that everybody cannot know everything, but you have to be open to know that you be open to absorbing and learning the new skills of the trade as well.
Right.
So I think that way reinvention is very important. I learned from my children, a lot more. They are far more digitally adept than me. I learned from my team. I learned from my peers. I learned from my colleagues. I learned from my bosses. I mean, you've got to be open that you cannot know everything. So I think reinvention and ability to stay with the pace of the industry is an
Right.
extremely important skill to have. So only then will you be able to survive. Otherwise, it's hard to then survive otherwise.
That's fantastic. And what would you like to say about, at the top, I'm sure there would be many who would be gunning for your position also. So corporate politics, so ability to handle corporate politics. Any tips or anything on that? Because that's one thing I see again, career professionals, that's one major pain point. So, and you are at the top, so that means you definitely have the ability. There is no two ways about it. So any tips again on any insights on that, how to manage? Any?
I think let me answer this in two sets. One is when you are sort of growing in your career, like in the beginning part of your career when you're junior, let's put it this way, and one at a certain position of power, right? In the junior level of growth, when you're having, I think you've got to be thick-skinned. Yeah.
Okay.
You've got to not get affected by what people have to say, and especially as a woman executive, I can tell you, you have even more issues and challenges to deal with than maybe men have to, and those challenges are across, it's gender agnostic, frankly. I mean, men and women both face issues when they're in their career, when it comes to politics, for example. But women have a even larger issue to be dealt with, right? Yes. So yes. I think there you've got to be very like thick-skinned and very conscientious about what you can do, right? The problem happens is that when you start getting affected, what people have to say, people have to think, people like the world becomes your mirror, then you have a problem. You've got to look inside, not look outside. And try. It's easier said than done, I must admit, because when you're that age, in the early 20s and 30s, when it matters so much what X person and Y person have to say, that's where I always say that I wish spirituality had hit me then. I would have been far more balanced in my head at that time. So I did go through that. I'm not saying I didn't. I did deal with what people spoken things about me and all of that, and been part of what I call the old boys club. Men have their own agenda to work on things out. I've lost on career opportunities being a woman. I lost on career opportunities being a mother. I was demoted. I remember one of my roles, I was demoted from a national sales head to a regional sales head because I had my first daughter, and they said that you need time with your child and you cannot travel now. So we are doing you a favor by not giving you so much work. And that kind of bullshit I had to deal with, and I had to work harder to prove myself. Those were the unfortunate parts of my career, which, I mean, there are many such incidents, but the point is that I went on regardless. I believed in myself. I knew I'm good at what I do. I don't care what, I mean, it affects you. I mean, at the end of the day, you're human. It does affect you, what people say, and sometimes crap is spoken about you. I just let it go. I think one of the things which really built me as a individual, as a strong woman, was my husband. And having a strong partner makes a lot of difference. So he was there like a rock, always encouraging and always telling me, this shit happens and we got to keep moving on regardless. And I think that's very important. Again, it's a small thing, but it's a huge thing for me to have a strong partner. Both men and women, like for men to have a strong partner, and women as well. I think it's important to build that strength at a personal level to be able to fight the professional battles. You don't want to be in a situation at home you can't deal with, and then you have to deal with this crap in office as well. So that's my first part. And when you grow in an organization and then you're part of politics, that means then I think a large part is because of your failing as a leader. If you are at a position of power and you and that politics still is like a virus in your organization, then you have failed as a leader. Because you have the ability to make that change. You have the ability to stop it. You have the ability to put processes and mechanisms in place to make sure things like that don't happen. And if they happen, then you cut that bud. It's not like it won't happen, but at least it doesn't become the culture of an organization. And the culture to me is very, very leadership controlled. It all depends. The culture of any organization, if you look at across, the successes and the failures has begun from what the leader is and how he or she thinks. Right. So if your culture of an organization is all about corporate politics, it's all about backbiting and bitching and this and that, that means you can't be blaming this to anybody. It is your fault. And you have the ability to fix it, then you do it. But that to me, I believe you have, when you have the power, then you can use it. So that's how I would say.
Welcome back. Amazing, wasn't it? What were your key insights and learnings from this video? Please share in the comments below this video. I would love to hear them. In the next video, video number 6, Megha will be sharing her daily routine, her rituals, and her quirks. So lots of interesting stuff coming up in the next video. Do not miss that awesome video. This is Anirban Das signing off. Till we meet again, keep watching more such videos. Take care, stay safe, be awesome. Bye-bye.